Hello viewers, welcome to MOOC on Institutional Assessment. We are in Unit 1 discussing an overview of Institute review process. This video and related study materials will enable us to illustrate the stages involved in the review process of engineering and higher educational institutes. Institutional review may focus on faculty, department, a center or entire institute, may focus on a single issue, say industry engagement, or may be a comprehensive review of all aspects of the academic and management operations. We can note that review process will maintain a focus on standards, evidence and outcomes, and will consider evidence from the university processes or reviews where relevant. Institute review will produce a review report that identifies future directions and opportunities. It will include an action plan with defined timelines and accountabilities, and also will require progress reports until all actions have been addressed. Institutional review process includes 4 stages. Stage 1, initiating a review. Now, who will initiate and when? The head of the institute, principal or director anytime can initiate. Potential areas to be identified during the calendar year with appropriate focus, that is, terms of reference to be identified for each review. Example may be given like failure to meet key performance indicators over time is the terms of reference, or maybe reviewing academic areas which have not been reviewed within the last 5 years. Institute head will determine whether that review will consist of both internal review or external review. For example, newly established centers and institutes must undergo an initial review within the first 2 years of establishment, but this may need only an internal review. What to be done in internal review? Let us note the steps in stage 2 internal review. First, the appropriate authority, may be the dean, will appoint the members of the internal review team in consultation with the heads of the areas under review. Next, the relevant heads of the areas under review will oversee the internal review. Point number 3, the internal review team should, where possible, use a standard data provided by the Office of Research Performance. Number 4, internal and external stakeholders must be notified and invited to make submissions to the review. Number 5, the internal review team must report against the terms of reference and not beyond. Number 6, the report will be concise and, where relevant, use evidence from other reviews or processes. Next, the dean will forward the internal review report to the director or the vice chancellor, who will confirm whether an external review is required or not. If an external review is not required, the Dean will provide the Director or the Vice Chancellor an action plan and make periodic progress reports against that plan. If an external review is required, the internal review report or other relevant documents will be the basis for the external review. Now, what are the steps in stage 3, that is external review? Number 1, appointment of external review panel. Obviously, selection is based on their experience and expertise with regard to the terms of reference. Panel normally includes number 1, an appointee of the Director or the Vice Chancellor. Number 2, 2 senior academics from related areas but external to the host university. Number 3, a senior academic external to the area and usually external to the faculty. Number 4, a representative from industry or an appropriate employer group. Number 5, a current student or recent graduate of the areas under review. The panel needs to be approved by the Director or the Vice Chancellor. Now, what is the process in external review? The Executive Officer will provide all supporting documents, including internal review reports, letter to invite stakeholders, etc., to the external review panel. The Executive Officer will schedule the external review panel visit in consultation with the panel members, the Dean and the heads of the areas under review. The visit will usually take 1 to 2 days. The panel will normally meet with stakeholders and consider submissions and request for interviews. At the end of the visit, the panel will present the preliminary findings to the Dean. Next, what? External review report. The Chair and the Executive Officer will draft the review report, submit to the Dean and heads of the areas for checking and finalization. The final external review report will be submitted to the Dean by the Chair and the Executive Officer. Next is stage 4, that is action plan. The Dean and heads of the areas under review will then prepare the action plan, will send the external review report and action plan to the academic reviews advisor. Advisor will submit them to the appropriate academic board standing committee and the relevant member of senior management. Let us consider a case. An institute needs to fulfill its responsibility for accreditation and to ensure the academic quality. Now, they decided to review all the courses. Course review is a process that includes evaluating the course based on its planning, then resourcing, course design, learning and teaching, student outcomes, then course demand, management and external engagement, etc. Course reviewing needs to consider many information like the strategic alignment of the course with the program offered, as well as overall academic profile of the institute, then connectivity of the course in relation with industry demands and economics of sustaining the course, the challenges that the course may face in future, then the academic standards of the course, that appropriateness as well as validity of external benchmarking, course design, then student outcomes from the course such as academic success, their satisfaction, their employment as well as employer satisfaction, etc. The academic resources of the course, that means the library facility, technical resources, then supporting staff structure, these are also important. Then the academic governance and management arrangements for the courses, that is activities under controller of examination of the university or board, or if it is an autonomous institute. So, these are all important when we are going for reviewing the courses. It is also very important to note here that as indicated in National Education Policy, that is NEP 2020, every institute will prepare the institutional development plan through a participative process in which management, faculty, administration as well as students have important roles. Head of the institution can initiate the process after obtaining the approval from the managing body of the institution. This is all about the review process. For case study, please use the link. In the next video, we will discuss about institute review data requirements and its management in digital era. Till then, goodbye and thank you.